Hey there everyone, it's MisterStubstep, and I know I haven't been releasing a lot of videos. I'm going to go more in depth on my next card pickup video, but basically things are probably going to be slowing down for the next month while I move. But I figured I haven't done a video game collection update in a few years. If you want to see my previous one, I go through like all of my video game related stuff, like systems, players guides, all of that stuff. I'll have that video down in the description, but this is going to be solely just all the video games that I've had. The only real additions that I've added to my collection are just more Switch games. There is one Wii game that I want to purchase because I sold it and I shouldn't have sold it. But yeah, I'm going to start out with handhelds and then kind of go in chronological order of when the systems came out, and we'll start out with that. So please let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any of these games and what you think of my collection. It's fairly modest now, and I've pretty much sold everything that wasn't Nintendo, so because I couldn't keep up with the games anymore. So start out with this Game Boy Color Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, which was kind of cool. I do have Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland. Love this game. Awesome music, just awesome gameplay in general. Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2, really great game. I love the map. Got Pokemon Emerald, which this is a really cool cartridge, like that green, but it's kind of see-through. Really hard game. This was the first Pokemon game that I ever made it to the Elite Four, and then I lost because my Pokemon just weren't at the proper level. And then I do have the only DS game that I have left in my collection, at least case-wise, is Pokemon Diamond. I used to have a lot of the Pokemon games, but I gave them to some friends and everything, like Black and Black 2 and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, all that stuff, which those games go for a lot now. But have the Diamond version right here, and then Leaf Green. This is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. I've probably beaten this game like 30 times, all the starters, mono-type runs, Nuzlocks, I've done everything. So Pokemon Leaf Green, the Gen 1 remake, the first Gen 1 remake, one of my favorites. And now we'll get into N64. All right, start with Mario Golf. Love this game, and I used to play a lot of golf growing up. Super Mario 64 Classic, I finally beat it. I finally got all 120 stars for the first time, I think a couple of years ago, which is kind of crazy. I've beaten the game before, but yeah. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I do still have my N64, and it still works, which is pretty cool. We have Pokemon Stadium. I was looking at the expansion pass or whatever for the Nintendo Switch Online, and I was very tempted to grab because a lot of the N64 games that are on there are pretty cool. New Tetris, my mom's favorite game. Really good soundtrack on that one as well. Paper Mario, one of my favorite series in video games ever. Love the Paper Mario series. I love junior RPGs. Got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the original. Both Pro Skaters have amazing soundtracks. Stunt Racer, probably the most underrated N64 game that I have. I had so much fun with this, beating it, and yeah, it was like my first exposure to like a true racing game. Diddy Kong Racing, this one was added to my collection later. This isn't from my childhood, but I did play it growing up. We have Donkey Kong 64. I've never 100%ed this, and I've never even beat it either. It's a fairly hard game. It's the ultimate collectathon, but it's still really fun. Good soundtrack. Conker's Bad Fur Day, probably the first rated M game. My dad got it for me by accident because it was like in a checkout line, and he didn't realize that rated M meant, you know, for mature. So yeah, there's a lot of mature themes in there. And I guess I have one PlayStation 2 game. It's Road Trip. It's a game that I used to play at my friend's house, and it was a great game. Dang, I love those big CDs. It just looks nice. It's very nostalgic. But I don't have a PlayStation 2, and I have no way to play this, but this was one of my favorite games growing up, and I used to go over his house just to play this game. Like, he would want to do other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but could I play some Road Trip? It's like a nothing game, but it just holds a special place in my heart. Now we'll move on to the GameCube games. And these are going to be in no particular order, but yeah, I guess I'll show off the insides because I know a lot of people can care about like the complete inbox and all that stuff as well. Maybe I'll find some surprises. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, always love the soundtracks in those. Really great games all around. I used to have a bunch of sports games in my collection. I probably had close to 200 games in my collection just from over the years. My dad would usually get like some cheap stuff at, not GameStop, like Hollywood Video and all that stuff. And that's how it ended up. I do have Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's only the disc, but I do have it. Great times. Probably my most played game growing up. Amazing game. Of course, I still watch competitive Melee to this day. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, my favorite golf game. Really fun. I heard the one on Switch that came out was pretty fun. Animal Crossing, the original Animal Crossing. I think this was the first game that I ever purchased with like my own money, and it came like with its own memory card and everything. And me and my sister used to play it in the car because we had like the screen set up. It was pretty fun. Metroid Prime. I think they recently did the remakes of this, and really fun game. Took me a while to eventually beat. I had to look up some guides, but love the soundtracks, love the themes and everything. Pokemon Coliseum, one of my favorite games of all time. I love these rogue Pokemon games. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, another off-the-wall Pokemon game that I truly love. If I ever do a gaming channel, I definitely will have to play through those two. Mario Party 4, probably my favorite Mario Party overall. But there's so many good Mario Parties out there. It's just the one that I played the most as a kid, and it's like the only one that we had in the collection for a while. Mario Kart Double Dash. Man, there's so many good Mario Kart games out there. It's really hard to say which one's my favorite. This one is really awesome. The items and having like the two people and everyone having their own special items. I think Mario Kart Double Dash still might be my favorite. Tony Hawk's Underground, my favorite Tony Hawk's game. There was just something so great about like being your own character and like going through the story. It was just a huge spin on things. Pokemon Channel, one of the games that I beat, and after I beat it, I was like, did I really do that? Oh, is this like an old PlayStation case? Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, Pokemon Channel. I think there was a way to get like a mythical Pokemon after beating it or something like that. Got Luigi's Mansion, the player's choice version. But yeah, great game. This game used to terrify me as a kid. I've beaten it, of course, but I think I was always missing one boo. I've never gotten all the boos. Like I think it's like 50 or something. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Probably still. Ooh, this is so tough because Tears of the Kingdom was so good. I think just based on nostalgia, it's still my favorite Zelda game of all time. But yeah, SSX Tricky, great game. Me and my sister loved it. Amazing soundtrack, amazing characters with a lot of personality, and just outrageous snowboarding tricks. Kirby Air Ride, the bestseller version. Really great game. Oh, love that artwork. We would do the city trial and the city escape and all, or city trial? Yeah. And then when you like charge up, oh my, me and my sister used to play that forever. So good. A lot of good soundtracks in that one. We got Pikmin 2, my favorite Pikmin. I know a lot of people say Pikmin 3 is like superior, but I don't know. There was just something about Pikmin 3 that was missing. Of course, that was on the Wii U. If they eventually come out with another port or something, I might get it just for the collection, but I don't like having games that I can't actually play because I don't have a Wii U. But I played Pikmin 3, I played it and beat it, of course, but then I sold it with my Wii U and everything. And then the original Pikmin, I still remember this playing this in a McDonald's kind of like play area where they had all the kiosks, and you could play like different games like Super Mario Sunshine, this. I remember playing Pikmin, and it was like all time-based, like you have to beat it within the 30 days. And it was like super stressful, and when I finally beat it, I was like, wow, that was a hard game. Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door Bestseller Edition. This is probably my favorite game of all time. I love everything about the Paper Mario series. The writing is hilarious, the characters. It's a fairly simple RPG overall, so it's not too convoluted. I'm really excited for Super Mario RPG when it re-releases. Sonic Heroes, another great game. I don't think I've ever actually beat this. There's like 4 different stories I think you can do. I don't think I've ever actually beat it. I think maybe I beat Team Rose because that one was easy, and then I beat Team Sonic, but I don't think I ever beat Team Dark or Team Chaotix. Really good soundtracks. All Sonic games have really good soundtracks, to be honest. And then Sonic Adventure Battle 2 or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I've always called it Sonic Adventure Battle 2, but I think it's Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Yeah, this one doesn't have the complete stuff. This and SSX Tricky were like the first video games that we ever got on GameCube that my parents got. And this is such a great game. They need to bring back Taking Care of Chow. I don't know why they haven't listened to us. Being able to take care of Chow, I've probably spent more time taking care of Chow than anything else. And then Super Mario Sunshine, great game. I, of course, beaten this, but I haven't gotten all the blue coins because Noki Bay is just a nightmare. I was following a playthrough for a second, but I don't think I actually ever completed that one. All right, we did GameCube. Now we'll go right into Wii. Of course, we have to start out with Wii Sports. Every Wii came with one. Just such a blast. It was like the first thing of its kind, using the controllers and bowling from the bathroom, and you know, it was so goofy that it just worked, and that's why I love Nintendo. Is they stay goofy. They don't care what anybody else is doing. They stay goofy and they stay thriving. Super Smash Brothers Brawl. I can't read. Did have a lot of fun with this. Love the Subspace Emissary. Of course, it was definitely different competitively from all the other Smash Brothers, and kind of lost the vibe that way. But Super Mario Galaxy 2, man, the Galaxy series is one of my favorite Mario. Like, these are some of my favorite games of all time. Like, look at that disc alone. Like, that is amazing artwork. Oh my gosh. Love this game. Love that they added Yoshi. It's like one of those games that you just kind of complete in a week. And then Super Mario Galaxy, this was just such a... When this first came out, I was so blown away. Because, like, the last one that came out was Super Mario Sunshine. And then they released something like this, and the planets and the worlds and just the soundtrack, everything was so good. Resident Evil 4, I was late to the Resident Evil party. This was my first entry in the Resident Evil series, and then I fell in love, of course, playing 5, 6, and 7, and I think I stopped at 7, but I still watch playthroughs on one of my favorite channels. But I love this game. I had the gun attachment, so I literally was like holding the Wii, like the Wii remote would be like this, and then the nunchuck would be like the grip, and then you would like aim and shoot, and that's how I played through the entire game. It was so much fun. Oh my goodness. I used to have the Call of Duties, but I think I sold those. Super Mario Strikers Charged. I know there's one on the Switch that came out, and then there's the original, just regular Super Mario Strikers, which I guess I don't have. I guess I got rid of it in my collection. Wow, interesting. We have the Twilight Princess. This is definitely up there, probably my top 3. I loved the dark just feel of this entire thing. I even have the player's guide of this because it was so complicated. I could not beat that water temple for the life of me, but such a beautiful artwork, amazing game. Love that Zelda. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. I'm really sad that the Guitar Hero and the Rock Band games aren't as popular anymore. They were like a really big defining point of like my teenager years, and you learn so many good songs, figure out so many new bands and all that stuff. And then of course Guitar Hero World Tour. My sister's friend broke the drums by sitting on it at a birthday party. I'll never forget that because it was so cool to have like the entire band, and then she broke the drums. I'm like, wow. And then the Skyward Sword, amazing artwork on this too. Oh, I guess this comes with the 25th, with the music, yeah, the orchestra, and then like, oh my gosh, the artworks on the CDs are ridiculous. I do miss those CDs, and that's actually all the Wii games I have. I used to have a lot more, but I really just wanted to condense my collection because moving with like 200 video games every time just started getting obnoxious. And then we'll finish up with the Switch games. I think I mentioned it before at the beginning, but these are in no particular order. So yeah, I'm just picking them off the pile. Animal Crossing New Horizons, the COVID game. If you were stuck inside in COVID, this was the game. Mystery and I played it like crazy. And then I do have Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This is when I beat Super Mario 64 with 120 stars for the first time. I've already 100%ed Super Mario Galaxy, so there's no need for me to play that. And then I was attempting to do Super Mario Sunshine, got stuck at Noki Bay, and yeah, so I've never 100%. I beat Super Mario Sunshine, but I've never 100%. And then I got a sealed version of it for some reason. I guess I thought it would be like a maybe increase in value or something in the future, but I'm pretty sure they made a lot of them, so maybe like 30 years down the line or something, but I do have 2 copies, which is kind of cool. We got Paper Mario and the Origami King, and this was a fun one. I didn't 100% it, I beat it, and I really disliked how they went away from the turn-based combat, but then they did an even crazier spin on this fighting, which I thought was really interesting. Of course, the Paper Mario series, is it like Genius Seniority or something like that? They always have like some of the best writing, so I did enjoy it. Still not as good as Paper Mario and Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, but Pokemon Shield, I mean, people hated on it, but I enjoyed it, beat it, played all the DLCs. Super Mario Odyssey, I think I did 100% this one. Yeah, this was a really fun game. I'm really excited for the next 3D Mario that comes out. It's gonna be hard to top Super Mario Odyssey. We got Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This is just a fun game to like play with friends and everything. I think I beat this, but definitely didn't 100% it because it gets really hard. Super Mario Kart, or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart, this is just an amazing Mario Kart. So many stages. They have the pass now. I haven't purchased the new pass, but we probably will eventually, maybe next month, just to unlock all those tracks, because they've pretty much doubled the amount of tracks, which is crazy, and it's so much fun. Got Breath of the Wild. Oh my gosh, open world Zelda, amazing, so much fun. I like more or less 100% of this. I didn't get all the Koroks. That was the only thing I didn't do, was get all the Koroks. I got like the amount that you needed to max out inventories, and that was it. Another Animal Crossing New Horizons, because Mystery played, and we couldn't like share islands. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, still play this from time to time with friends. It's just like one of the best party games besides Mario Party. Got Skyrim. I think it was like the second or third time I bought this. I played it on PlayStation 3, and then I got it for Switch because I thought it would be so cool to just play handheld. I played full price for it, which is really annoying, but still have beaten Skyrim like multiple times, and it's so much fun. It's like a timeless game. Even though, you know, it's like 12 years old now, they need to come out with a new one. Got Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. This was really fun to play with Mystery. We beat this, but didn't 100% it, and then Bowser's Fury. It was like, they're almost like experimenting with an open world Mario, which is very exciting. It was very quick and easy and fun, but I really liked it, and I'm excited to see what the next 3D Mario becomes. And I'm not opening any of these because, you know, it's just the artwork. Beautiful artworks on the inside, but nothing special. Tears of the Kingdom, probably my most recent game that I purchased. Amazing. I actually have finally completed it, so I'll probably talk about it in one of my follow-on videos, but I finally beat this game. Really awesome. Can't wait for the DLC. Pokemon Legends Arceus, really great, you know, going off the beaten path for Pokemon, and I really hope they make more of these in the future. Amazing game. Mario Party Superstars, I prefer this one over the first Mario Party that came out. Dang, this thing is dusty. Because I feel like it reigns true to more of the originals, but yeah, just really fun party game overall. Got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, definitely a game that I just played through, beat, and then never touched again because it was just a remake, and it was pretty close to the original, and that kind of made it boring, so yeah. And then Pokemon Scarlet, this is actually one that I got in Poland, so it's different from all the others, which I think is kind of funny, because I do miss the days when like all of the stuff was super unique, so then on a shelf it looks really cool. On this, everything looks super clean. Obviously you have Bethesda, and then this one, the name is in the middle, I'm guessing because, you know, it's European version or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so that is actually the entirety of my collection. Let me know what pieces you liked, or if you have any, or if you wish you had some or whatever. I probably am going to buy Super Paper Mario soon just to add that back to the collection. This Friday, I don't know if I'm going to be releasing this Tuesday or Wednesday, but this Friday, I'm going to get Pikmin 4, of course. I played through the demo, amazing. And then I'm going to get Super Mario RPG later this year. But those are the main games I'm thinking about getting. We'll probably get the Mario Kart tracks, probably get Pokemon Scarlet DLC, and probably get Tears of the Kingdom DLC. But as far as games come, the only two ones that I'm giving are Pikmin and Super Mario RPG Remake. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. Once again, let me know what you thought. I just wanted to update. It's been a few years. I'll probably do one of these videos, not annually, because I'm not getting too many video games. I probably only get like 2 or 3 a year. And I do like physical copies of games. It's very rare that I get digital stuff. I think I got digital of like Deltarune and Undertale, but like everything else I really try to get physical copies because I'm one of the old school collectors. So yeah, once again, all I have. Let me know what you thought, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.